Hi, I'm Alan Hills, and welcome to the College of St. Rose's movie review and discussion podcast series, Cutting to the Chase, brought to you by the Campus Radio Club, Radio St. Rose. For this podcast, I'm going to do a little something different and talk about a little bit of an older movie. It's only 2 years old, but a sequel to this movie was just confirmed. The movie I'm talking about is... Wait for it! That's right, everyone. It's all right, man. Psych, the Movie 2, has been officially greenlit by USA Network. So for this podcast, I wanted to talk about the greatness of the first Psych movie and the greatness of the Psych TV show in general. And I have a very special guest to help me discuss it right now. He's a communications major here at St. Rose with a concentration in film and new media. He's a freshman. And I will warn you, listeners, this guy is so media savvy, it's not even funny. You're all in for a real treat. He is Lincoln Murphy. Lincoln, thank you so much for coming on the show again for a third time to do this.
Not a problem.
I will let you listeners know we recorded this podcast twice, but we had major technical difficulties, but now we are back and better than ever, and the technology is flowing nice and smoothly. So, Lincoln, thank you again.
Not a problem.
So, Psych, the Movie 2 has just been confirmed by USA Network, and the plot of the movie's just been released. You sent me these details the other night.
Last night I sent him a snapshot of the IMDb synopsis.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to yada a bit of in a little bit, but basically, one, apparently they're tackling something supernatural, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And two, they're going back to Santa Barbara.
I know. I know they pulled off the San Francisco thing in the movie, and it was great, but the Psych universe is in Santa Barbara. That's the home of the Psych universe. I'm so glad they're going back. And they're helping out Lassie. Lassie had to sit out the first movie because he had a minor stroke, which I understand he had to get better. But this is amazing that they're going back to this. And usually... I'm sure you've seen enough of the original show, like, you know, that whenever they tackle something supernatural, it's always fake, which I'm sure, but...
Oh, God. The two prime examples of that are the werewolf and the alien abduction.
Yeah, I know. The alien abduction, oh, my God, I love that episode. Freddie Prinze Jr., right?
Yeah.
Bye, Molly. God. I know. Yeah, I love Freddie Prinze Jr. that episode. He's a rich, undercover nerd, and his wife doesn't know about it. I love it.
I love the twist at the end when it turns out she was probably a bigger nerd than he ever was.
Yeah, I know. That was a great twist. I love that.
Gus saying that she's even hotter now is, I think, everyone's reaction to her.
I know, right?
Spilling the beans.
That is a classic episode. One of my, I think, top 5 favorites in the Psych series. And wasn't that called Not Even Close Encounters?
Yep.
I love it.
I loved it because I saw a bit of Close Encounters of the Third kind of thing. I managed to get through like half of it before getting too tired and then just going to bed.
Same here. It was before a busy school night. I'm just like, I'm not interested.
It was a weekend for me. I was just really exhausted for really no other reason than to be exhausted.
Well, now I can't eat mashed potatoes without ever feeling the same again because of that movie, you know, and that's one of my favorite foods, but now I got to look at them and say, this means something.
Yep. Oh, God.
Anyway,
Luckily, I'm not that bad. Do you know what I love about Psych?
What?
It's constant references to the 80s.
Yes, I love that, yeah.
Do you know what I just noticed?
What?
The guy who played Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off was in an episode. I haven't gotten to his second.
Yeah, he was.
I have a theory that actually piggybacks on a Ferris Bueller's Day Off theory. The theory for the movie is that Ferris is a character that Cameron made up in his mind to compensate for such a terrible life that he was living, and Ferris's girlfriend is the girl he has a crush on, and the end of the movie probably happened. He did probably kick the crap out of the car, but everything else was just in his head. And my theory that piggybacks off of that is that Cameron at one point had a mental break and of sorts adopted a new personality, a new identity, and moved to Santa Barbara and found a new life.
That is an interesting theory and disappointing at the same time, you know, because Ferris Bueller, that's such a classic movie. I mean, we all know Matthew Broderick for that, but that is quite the interesting theory. But yeah, that's what I love about Psych. The 80s references, you know, they make the show. You forget it's about a fake psychic detective and his buddy running a business in Santa Barbara and constantly evading the law and the police force, even though Sean has to because the cops don't want to believe that he's that good at, you know, deduction and observation. But yeah, the Psych TV show and the movie, they go so far above and beyond what they can with, you know, the 80s references. I mean, and it's cool for me because my parents are 1980s Gen Xers, so I get all of the popular and obscure references that they make. And like my mom is a huge Tears for Fears fan, just like Sean. So that's all I can think of. And what's funny is that Tears for Fears released a greatest hits, an updated greatest hits right before the movie came out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I just love the 80s references. And has Kurt Smith been on the show yet?
I can't remember.
He's one of the Tears for Fears guys. You'll know when you see him. That's in an episode called Sean 2.0. I won't
Oh yeah,
spoil
I
it
have
for
not.
you.
I have not seen that yet.
You're getting close though. If you've seen Not Even Close Encounters, you're getting close to that episode. But anyway, getting back to the point of the movie, wasn't the movie amazing? Such a great comeback.
Oh my god, it was amazing. And
Yeah.
I love the way that how they introduced all the characters.
Yeah, I know, right?
Also, kudos shout out to Sean for wearing a Hagrid costume that was meant for Comic-Con.
I know, right?
To pretend to be a hobo.
I know, it was a total Hagrid costume.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, I feel bad for Gus because that must have cost a lot.
I know. He always mooches off of Gus. All the expenses come from Gus because Sean doesn't do anything himself.
Yeah. Psych, and in the movie, Psych Francisco is Sean's job, which doesn't really have much of an income.
It makes no sense at all. Psych Francisco. I don't understand that title, but still, it's Sean, and it's funny.
Exactly.
James Roday, what an actor!
Oh my
am
god!
I right?
Yeah.
It's funny. He started out as a serious actor in New York City. He studied drama and experimental theater. That's what he got his degree in. And he was just ready to move to New York City and get the best bartending job available while trying to be an actor. Then they gave him the script for Psych, and when he auditioned, he was pretty much the only choice.
Yep.
And boy, is he phenomenal because
God.
he is a great actor, but his humor is like very subtle in a very crazy, neurotic way, and it's just like so funny. You know, the way he says everything and his facial expressions. It's so amazing.
Yeah. Sean Spencer wouldn't be Sean Spencer without James Roday.
Oh no! And what about Dule Hill?
Oh
as
god.
Gus?
Oh god. He's
He's the best.
yeah.
It's funny because Gus started out as a very serious character, but then he gets so funny along the way. Dule Hill. I don't know who's better, James or Dule.
Yeah. I think mid-season 4 is when Gus started to get kind of funny.
That makes sense.
The episode with the tap dancing. Can we just talk about that?
Yes, please. I could talk about that all day.
Oh my god.
Wasn't that amazing?
It did make a bit of sense for Gus to have an interest like that because they kind of made him a bit of a flamboyant character.
It did.
Subtly.
Yeah, it did.
But the fact that they managed to rope Lassie into it.
I love how they're roping Lassie into it because he's not just the jerk detective who hates him. They built up on his character a little more as the series progressed, and Lassie is just awesome.
I feel like he's kind of just become a joke unto himself.
True, yeah. And everybody in this show, I think, is a joke unto themselves, especially Sean.
Oh, God, yeah.
But yeah, there are some great Lassie moments coming up in the series. I won't spoil it for you, but yeah.
Oh,
but I love Timothy Olmanson. That guy is an excellent actor, and you still have to see Gallivant, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that over break, or at least try to.
Oh, please do. It's only 2 seasons, 10 to 12 episodes each.
That makes sense.
Timothy Olmanson plays a king in the movie, and let me tell you, his British is phenomenal. You don't even know it's him. He's like a whole different person.
I can believe it.
I think I like him even more than Lassie because he's just so perfect as the character.
Yeah.
But the point is that Timothy Olmanson is phenomenal. And, all these things we're talking about, Lincoln, that's why Psych the movie is so great. It's everything great about the series condensed into one movie. It's just phenomenal.
There needs to be at least a trilogy for the Psych films.
Yeah.
I need that. And then maybe like a resurrection a few years down the road, like 10, 15, not too long, because then the people that really loved it would be too old and just reminisce about the older episodes.
Yeah, Steve Franks... I'm sorry, what?
None.
Steve Franks said that he wants to make 5 more, maybe including the first movie, but he wants to make quite a few more.
Please, Steve Franks, I beg of you.
Psych is just such a great idea that it never gets old. And yes, Steve Franks, please do that. Please stick around as long as you can. Do the Star Trek thing and make movies till these guys are in their 60s. I mean, we'll love them even if they're that old. They're legendary.
Oh my God, I can just imagine a 60-year-old Gus and Sean at like a bingo event and like a death at a bingo event or whatever.
Oh my God, that'd be so sad, but it'd be great to see them.
That would probably be the best setup to an old man Psych movie. Something like that's just too ridiculous not to work.
There's an episode coming up in season 5, which is the season you're on now, where Sean and Gus have to work with 2 retired detectives who are basically the older versions of them.
Oh my God.
I cannot wait to see it. They're played by William Devane and Carl Weathers.
Oh God, that's
awesome. It is so
so
funny. And it's in James and Dulay's Top 22, which is a
that's
collection
awesome.
that's available for download on iTunes and I think Amazon. But yeah, Psych is just so great, and I love that they're making movies because it's a chance to take all the great things of the series and just put it into one limited movie. And you notice in the beginning of Psych, the movie, they do the intro like they do in the TV show with the song and everything, but it's every part from every intro of the series condensed into one opening.
Yeah,
I don't know how they did that to keep it.
Yeah.
as long as the opening song by the Friendly Indians, I Know You Know. And it's amazing. I don't know how they did it.
And neither do I, but I'm so happy they did.
Yeah. I know it's really great, but yes, Psych the movie too. I'm so glad it's premiering this year, and they really have time to film the whole movie because it's really only like they're filming 2 episodes back to back. But that's also my problem with it. Like they marketed the first Psych movie as, a 2-hour movie. It wasn't 2 hours.
Yeah,
it was only 2 hours because of the commercials. I think this time they need to make it 2 hours, commercial free, and give it a limited theatrical release.
Exactly. Also, I'm pretty sure the Psych the movie is like an hour and 30, like either an hour and 48 or an hour and 28 minutes. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's only an hour 28. That's pretty short. That's like only watching 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But still, I love the movie, but it goes by so quickly.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's the biggest problem.
And even though I haven't seen the TV show Chuck, I still appreciate the fact that Zachary Levi was the British villain, the thin white duke.
Yeah.
What a genius character.
I appreciate the whole callback to Bowie thing.
Yeah.
Right after his death. And after Bowie's death.
I know, yeah. They wanted David Bowie to originally be the villain, but
oh, God, he would have made a great villain.
Do you understand the twist with who the villain actually was? What was her name? Allison Crowley? Something like that? Yeah. Did you see that episode?
I saw the second part of the Yin series.
And she was in that.
No, she wasn't.
Oh, she'll show up eventually because she's an apprentice of Yang. And that was the whole twist of the movie. Like the thin white duke wasn't the villain and she was the villain.
Yeah.
But I still appreciate the twist.
Yeah,
Even though I forgot who she was, I still appreciated it. My sister had to remind me because we both binged the show, and because Netflix pulled it and we had to buy all the DVDs.
Yeah,
so that was really annoying.
I was kind of upset that Netflix pulled it. So until the movie came out, I was like, oh God, what am I gonna do?
I know. Yeah, I had to buy all the DVDs and sometimes wait for another season for a little while. It was just so sad, but I like that they're making these movies because obviously the actors can't go forever with filming multiple episodes. But just to come back every few years and do a movie,
oh yeah,
it's a great idea.
And 2's not gonna be filming until oh my God, technically tomorrow.
Oh yeah, filming in March. Yeah.
Don't know which day, but at least in March.
And you know what I also hope about the movie too?
Christmas.
Yes, I hope that it's going to be Christmas too. But what I was going to say is this: now that you've seen him in the show. He was supposed to come back in the first movie, but they couldn't because
Pierre
of...
Despereaux.
Yes, I really hope they bring back Pierre Despereaux. He's the one who spilled the beans on the first movie before USA officially confirmed it. At like some Comic-Con like event, he said, "We're all reuniting in May to film some chaos."
And of course, he was pretty much the only one that wasn't really included.
That's true. Yeah.
Like Ralph Macchio, what's his name?
Freddie Prinze Jr. Woody, yeah. We're talking about the movie, right?
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr. was on the movie. I'm sorry. Yeah, there was Woody, Jules, Lassie only had a cameo. We had Chief Vic, and of course we had Sean and Gus, and I think that was it as far as everybody we care about. And Buzz had this stupid little cameo where he was like trying to make that the villain there, El Providor, believe that he was allergic to salt in order to get him off Sean's back.
Oh my God, that's who he was. Oh my God.
I think. Remember Buzz? Yeah.
I didn't recognize Buzz in all those outfits. Oh my God.
Yeah. But I think Buzz deserved a little better. Don't you think? He's a major character.
He does. Like even the electrocution, him getting electrified, and that one episode would have been a better.
Where he goes into the pool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. They get so creative on Psych. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
I know I talk about this too much, but I cannot wait until you get to an episode called Last Night, Gus. It is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil anything about it because it's just so uniquely funny and creative that you just got to see it for yourself. So, yeah, but about Psych, the movie, they need to bring back Pierre Despereaux. I love that guy. Carrie Elwes is a legend, one of my all-time favorite actors.
When my dad and I went to see Green Book, I brought up the fact that Carrie Elwes and my dad and I both agreed we do not know how to pronounce the name or what the right pronunciation is. I told him that he was going to be in 3 episodes of Stranger Things Season 3 as the mayor of
Hawkins, Indiana. Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
I say it's a crime that he's only in 3 episodes. He should be like at least in like 4 or 5. Like,
I believe Despereaux has a 4th episode.
No, not Despereaux.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was like...
Elwes. No, yeah, Despereaux does have a... Does he have a 4th?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he had 4 total cameos, more than anybody in the show.
4, I think it's... No, yeah, 4, I think 5, 7, and 8. Or 6 and 8. I know there was 1 to 8. I can't remember. if it was season 6 or season 7. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, the point is they just got to bring Despero back. Yeah. He's a legendary character.
As one of the most brought on characters, he needs to be in one of the movies.
He does. At least one of them, yeah. Or in everyone, please. He's so legendary.
Exactly.
All my sister tells me is that whenever she sees Cary Elwes on screen, he's like, I'm sorry, he reminds me of you, Alan. Apparently I act just like him.
You do. I feel like at your most serious, you're Pierre. At your most ridiculous, you're Robin Hood.
Interesting. I still need to see his Robin Hood. I've seen parts of it on TV here and there,
God.
But I hear it's really funny.
Oh my God. You won't be able... The movie is made even better when you realize a young Dave Chappelle plays his sidekick.
Oh my God. I love Dave Chappelle. Oh my God.
This was before the Chappelle Show and all that.
Yeah,
so this was before Dave Chappelle
show,
became Dave Chappelle.
Interesting.
And I'm pretty sure James Earl Jones played his father, Sneeze.
Oh my gosh. Mel Brooks is so outrageous, but yeah.
My favorite of his movies is still Spaceballs. I'm sorry, but
I started Spaceballs. I didn't finish it, but I hear it's really funny.
You do need to finish it because Rick Moranis is the perfect spoof of Vader.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Yeah.
And it has John Candy. How can you say no to John Candy?
John Candy's the best. In fact, one of my favorite movies is with John Candy, a John Hughes comedy called The Great Outdoors.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, I got to see Uncle Buck because I got that. And
Uncle Buck's funny.
What else?
Uncle Buck's funny. The Great Outdoors, you will laugh your head off. It's amazing. John Candy takes his family up to the Canadian wilderness for a vacation.
Of course, it's the Canadian wilderness.
And then Dan Aykroyd, his hotshot brother-in-law, comes along to steal the show, and it's just so funny. But I highly recommend that movie. But how do we get to that subject? We were talking about John Candy.
Yeah.
And Uncle Buck's great, too. My family likes that movie, and it's funny. Macaulay Culkin's in it, too. I think it was before Home Alone. So yeah, it's good John Hughes humor. It's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Robin Hood, Men in Tights. That's kind of satirical and absurdist, right?
Yeah.
Gallivant's just like that. I don't think it's very Mel Brooks-ish as Men in Tights, but
it would not be as it's not. Nowhere near Men in Tights because I don't think that if there are there any musical numbers in Gallivant? I don't think there is. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Oh, Gallivant is a musical.
Oh yeah,
it's purely musical, and every song is so absurd and funny. It's great. Yet so well written.
Yeah, I don't think I could see Jack Black doing whatever. Dressing up in tights and singing one of the songs. Because he actually did that for Mel Brooks.
Oh, I'm
for
sure
the
he did,
actors, whatever. Yeah, he was a part of the Robin Hood Men in Tights group for
nice.
the song where they were basically saying just because they're in tights doesn't mean they're any less masculine.
Yeah.
It's really hilarious and it's funnier if you've seen the movie.
Yeah, I'm going to try it out. Is it on Netflix? I think it was at one point.
I think it was too. I can't remember if it still is or not.
Yeah, I'll just watch it if Cary Elwes is in it. Because
he steals the show.
He's not in enough. I don't know why he hasn't been in everything. He's like one of my all-time favorite actors. He's not in enough.
Agreed.
And I saw him in the movie Twister. Have you seen that with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt? He's the jerk in that movie, and I hate that.
I feel like he'd play a good jerk, though.
He did, but I like him too much to see him play a jerk, you know?
Yeah. Cary Elwes definitely makes the movie great.
I know he does, and I just love this right now. We're here to talk about Psych, and all we can talk about is Cary Elwes. You know, it's so brilliant.
I'm pretty sure that is the most Psych thing we could be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, no. How many episodes have you seen Pierre Despero in? 2?
1. I know about that.
1, because the remaining episodes with him are just classic. I can't wait to see them. But yes, he needs to be in Psych, the movie, too, because I will let you know, spoiler-free, that there are some unanswered questions when it comes to Pierre Despero, which they need to answer. But the mystery of it is still entertaining.
Oh, that's
But
awesome.
I hope they do that when they do Psych, the movie, too. And yes, to change the subject a little bit, I hope it's a Christmas movie again, because after watching the original series, I was so disappointed. Like, I'm sad there's no more Christmas episodes. It felt so nice.
Yeah, there was a line, I think in season 4, where Sean basically said that they're at their best during Christmas or something along those lines. Like, that little bit of meta was enough to make me feel happy.
I know, yeah. And even pulled one of those Gus don't be whatever jokes in the movie.
Yeah.
Gus, don't be the tender sweetness of a seasick crocodile.
Yeah, and don't be the comma in Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That might be the best one.
Yeah. I didn't know there was a comma in the band's name.
There is, and none of us think about that.
Yeah. but the seasick crocodile thing would have to be the best because it's just a timeless reference.
Of course it's the best. Yeah, everybody's seen The Grinch. But it was like you were saying in one of the other podcasts that we did, the one we couldn't use because it was so overmodulated, the sound was so bad, that a lot of the Psych references can be like really obscure.
Oh, yeah. Like, most of them I don't even understand. It's just, most of them are, well, some of them are like passing lines to me because I was like, what? What are we talking about?
I know, yeah.
Okay, Sean's just being a goofball and making an 80s reference. Whatever.
Yeah, he said in one early episode as he's sitting on his bike talking to Gus on the phone, he says to Gus, Sean says to Gus, "No, it doesn't look like the warehouse in Blue City, Gus. I'm sure you're the only one who remembers that movie." And that's just this forgotten Judd Nelson film from the 80s.
Of course.
Then he mentions another one. He's like, "I can't talk Judd Nelson right now."
I think I did see that.
Yeah, that's an old one.
God.
It's really an old one.
I checked the IMDb page for the actor who plays young Sean to see how many of those open flashbacks there were. I'm both happy and disappointed that they ended in 2010 because some of them have like loose to no connection to the whole story. Like some of them clearly have a connection. Like I think with the shark episode, the UFO one. I'm pretty sure the first Yin episode. I can't remember. But like some do have a clear connection. Others is just like, okay, so we just want to, so we're just seeing Sean as a child. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Some have clear connections to the episodes and some don't.
Are just like, why? We don't need to keep on doing this bit.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a mixed bag, but it is cool when the flashbacks are related. And the first episode of season 6, kind of spoiler free, I will tell you right now, does feature a connection to his childhood in the end of the episode as opposed to the beginning. And it's brilliant. I cannot wait for you to see
awesome.
it. I'm not going to spoil it for you because it's so brilliant what happens. You will laugh your head off.
I bet. So... Do you know what I love about the shark episode?
What?
Sean was afraid to go in the water because of Jaws the Revenge, the worst sequel in history besides Trolls 2.
Really? I haven't even seen Jaws 2 because I just know it's going to be bad.
Not Jaws 2. Jaws 2 is not the best, but it's so good.
Oh, it's Jaws 3?
No, Jaws 4 is Jaws the Revenge.
Come on, it only works once. Why do they have to make so many sequels?
Because even back... you realize there was a sequel to the 1933 King Kong, right? It's called Son of Kong.
I actually don't think I've heard of that. I've only heard of the strict King Kong remakes over the past 15 years.
Yeah, I mentioned that because it has like a 30 or so % on Rotten Tomatoes.
Ouch.
Not the original Kong. That is a brilliant movie.
Yeah, it is.
And a lot shorter than Peter Jackson's version.
That hits 3 hours exactly. I saw it years ago when it came out.
Yeah, with the extended features, 3 hours, 8 minutes.
Peter Jackson. Oh my God.
The only time I feel like the 3+ hour formula works were in the Lord of the Rings / Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
Because it was a saga. With King Kong, he said he was doing a retelling. That doesn't mean instead of taking like 10, 15 minutes to set up the whole boat thing, he took like about an hour. I did appreciate the whole him doing that. I don't like women on ships because they're whatever. I love that he made that a part of the movie and not an actual piece of dialogue in the world itself. That was pretty clever. I will give him that.
Yeah. I know King Kong is just too long of a movie.
I will always sit through it if given the chance, but it's like you could have cut it down by like an hour and still would have been 3 times as great as the original because of the better graphics.
Yeah.
You could flesh out more plot lines. You don't have to have it be like twice the length.
I know, I agree with you. And that's the brilliance of the Psych movies. Just like every episode that follows another is great, every movie that follows will be great. Even though this is a second movie, a sequel, I think it'll still be just as great because the makers of Psych are just unstoppable and they're just going to be even more brilliant every time they go down the line.
Please tell, isn't James Roday working on the sequel with Franks too, or am I just thinking that?
I think he is. I'd be very upset if he isn't. But yeah, no, I'm sure he is. They wrote the last one together.
Him or Dulé Hill, because I can't wait to...
Oh, Dulé Hill, yeah. I don't know if he wrote or directed any episodes. I'm sure he did at some point.
I think I saw directed by James Roday.
James Roday directed
season
a few.
4.
He directed a great episode where they
season
go
4.
where they help students look for Bigfoot. He wrote and directed that.
Oh god, Lassie Jerky, you keep on
Yeah.
bringing that up, and that just makes me even more hyped.
It's
to
like
see it.
the way they film it single camera. It's almost like The Office meets Blair Witch in a
Okay,
sense.
that
It's
is
amazing.
that just sounds amazing.
That's in season 7. I cannot wait till you see that.
God, yeah.
But yeah, I don't think Psych can ever stink. It just can't. Even though this is the second movie, it's just going to get better.
It can be slightly less than what we were expecting, but it can never like really be disappointing.
Yeah, no, it can never. I'm never disappointed ever, even if it's not the best episode.
Exactly. There are probably stinkers out there, but they're still not as bad as like some of the good TV shows episodes.
Yeah, and even still, if there's an episode that stinks, there's always a joke that'll stick with you, some kind of quip that'll just stay with you for life.
Exactly.
That's so brilliant.
And it's usually one of Sean's nicknames for Gus.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So many of those.
By the way,
I can't think of them right now, but they're so funny.
Yeah, I'm so glad I saw You Can't Handle this episode because
yes, that's a brilliant one.
Ewan needed to be in more than just one episode, and then the movie.
Yeah. No, of course not. Yeah.
I'm so glad I got to see what his character was really like.
I know.
God,
yeah.
He was so brooding and intense, and then like he went from brooding to a jokester to brooding again in like a split second. Then again, I think that's just John Cena.
Oh yeah, John Cena. John Cena is going to be in Psych the movie too because of the hanging ending in the first Psych movie, which I think is going to be brilliant.
He actually is. Even if he's just in like a scene or two to like set up the movie, that's all I need.
Yeah.
I need more viewing.
I know. I can't wait to see it. And let me tell you, Lincoln, even though I'm graduating, when Psych the movie 2 comes out, I will be chatting with you about it. I'm still going to talk to you about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait till it comes out.
Yeah, oh, God, that's going to... I just can't wait for that movie, man.
Me too. I love these movies so much. They're huge inspirations to me. Well, unfortunately, man, that's all the time we have because I actually have class right now, and I'm a little late for it. But, man, thank you so much for coming on and doing this. For a third time, I had so much fun, and I hope to have you on again.
Of course.
Thanks a lot, man.
No problem.
Once again, I'm Alan Hills, and this has been Cutting to the Chase. Thank you for listening. Be sure to tune in next week.